Carolina Varsity's 2013 Round 1 of the NCHSAA Playoffs Player of the Weeks. I'm Dale Ross.
And I'm the pet man, Matt Morrow.
And Matt, if you want to go ahead and start with your game.
Yeah, I went to
our game. But
went to West Mecklenburg at Providence. It was a very good game. Providence won 14-7. My first guy is Bryan for Providence, who had a 83-yard kickoff return to start the game, and that really kind of got the momentum going Providence's way. And I was starting to think it's going to be one of those nights, but it's funny. It started off with a bang, and then it was kind of a real battle from there, like a real defensive struggle.
right.
It was something. Also for Providence, Caleb York, the quarterback, who scored the game-winning 5-yard touchdown run with a little over a minute left in the game. I thought, that West Meck defense, we were just saying, they played really well. And I think he was poised, and he made some big throws to get some first downs, just barely. And, in a real tense environment, he showed big, and he did a really good job in managing his team.
Yeah, he was one of my picks as well, and for the same reasons, I thought especially in that last drive, those last couple of plays, when I really thought Providence should have been going into a kind of almost a victory formation just to run timeout. He stepped up, and I thought that touchdown run was pretty big boy in my book.
Jalen McClendon, West Meck quarterback, he had a big 55-yard touchdown pass to Van Smith to tie the game in the second quarter. In the last drive, I think he did everything he could to get his guys in position. He flashed some real ability. Sometimes, you're kind of hampered by your situation. And, I don't think he was given the opportunities he should have been to make plays in that game consistently. I think there were plays to be made if, and I said it in my article, if West Meck was a little more aggressive at times, I think, they could have and they should have won the game. I think he played really well. I think it's one of his best games, given the situation that he played, all year long.
And I nominated you or selected you as well because I thought, now I didn't see his first half, and in the second half I was really discouraged about the lack of using him until that last drive. And I think he really showed in that last drive. Granted, they were in a prevent defense, but he still made some big, I think for the plays called, he made some great plays.
Yes, that's a good way.
I don't put the, I feel like, Jalen as a high school player, he kind of suffered through playing in an offense that didn't really give him the opportunity to throw a lot. And so we really didn't get to see we didn't get the opportunity to see his skills, but we did see in that last drive. I think we both. I agree with you 100% that I saw in his eyes in that last drive. You could see as he was out on the field. He was a determined individual, and he was making the right decisions based off of what his plays were called. So
exactly, and I think his best football is definitely ahead of him. NC State's got a real sleeper, and I think he's going to really blossom up.
Jalen, I hope you already know that one.
Here we go.
If not, there it is, baby. I can teach it to you.
Man.
Okay.
Sterling Houston also for West Meck, the big lineman, 6'5", 300-pounder, went both ways all night long, offense, defensive lines. They ran behind him a ton. And the big reason why Providence couldn't run the ball consistently was because he was playing defensive tackle and just, they couldn't move him. And I don't think he's committed anywhere yet. But
not to my knowledge, no.
Yeah, I'll tell you, you guys need to get out here. And if you need a lineman, this is the man you need to talk to. Because this guy is a wall.
He at number 56.
There you go.
All right. Before I went over to watch this ball game. I was over in Matthews at the Butler Olympic game, which was a pretty decent ball game in the first half, first quarter. The game started separating in the second quarter, and it started separating because of Anthony Ratliff. So he's my pick, and I got to see this happen. We've named him a few times. Right. He was 9 for 12, 183 yards, 2 TDs, 11 rushes for 149 yards and 4 TDs. I tell you, he was this implementing the read option that Butler has done, putting that more into the offense, I think has really changed things a lot. And in this particular read option, they can also throw. Okay. And I think that really, I think those the TDs through the air were really the result of Ratliff's feet. I mean, accountability. He gets 6, but he really gets 6 because those 2 in the air, I think he earned, because the defense had to somewhat respect him, and thus it made it tougher in coverage. So, exactly. Congratulations, Anthony. You are a very good ball player. That was a 55-28 win. I did want to shout out to Rod Tinsley and Darius Means. I thought they played in the situation very good ball games. Mm-hmm. And Rod finally stepped up and played. I felt like in a big game. He played. He put some big boy pants on, and he made some good plays while I was there. I don't know what happened in the second half, but he made some plays I hadn't seen him make this year that we really wanted to see him make. Right. So congratulations to you two.
Good job, guys. My next guy, we both have him. Elijah Deveaux, Charlotte Christian.
Yep.
Had a heck of a game. This is their private school championship game. They played Charlotte Latin. 308 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns and a 48-10 win over Charlotte Latin. Yep. This was the 19th straight win overall for Charlotte Christian, and their second straight private school title. And this kid's only a sophomore.
Yeah.
That's the scary thing about it.
33 carries to get those 308 yards, so nearly 10 yards a carry. Yep. Fantastic, and that was, I don't know if you mentioned it was over Charlotte Latin actually, which is a good ball team. So,
yes, it is.
Another state championship for Christian, and like you say, he's a young kid, so we'll be hearing more about him, obviously, with those kind of numbers.
Yeah, and it's funny, Coach Estep said in the paper that he really expected this for his team, and he was stressed out all year because he expected it. So even if you have a great team, it's not easy.
Exactly.
When you got expectations on you, you got to live up to them. And they did it over there. So congratulations to those guys, and they'll be high in the final Power 15.
Yes.
I'm sure.
All right, my next one was a nomination comes in for Currituck, and the reason Diquon Foreman, a wide receiver. And apparently he set a state record. 11 receptions for 360 yards. So that 360 yards being the state record, and he had 3 TDs. And that was in actually a very big win in 2AA playoffs over Hertford, 27-21.
If anyone can tell me where Currituck is, you can be in the next video for free.
Oh, well, I can tell him. I take him way out there if he'd like to go. It's way out east. way out east.
Oh man, good job, Currituck.
Yeah.
I don't know a thing about you, but that's my next one is Chris Mangum, Independence, and this kid had what I call the game-winning block field goal, which you don't see that often.
Yeah.
30 seconds left in the game. That preserved a 13-10 road victory for Independence over Huff. And just a little about that game. It was obviously a revenge game, a rematch from earlier in the season. And Independence survives and advances, and they did enough to get it done on the road. And they're setting up another big game we're going to talk about here later.
On the back of a blocked field goal. Congratulations. That's a good ball play.
Yes, sir.
All right, so my next one is from just up the road. I'm sure you know where Albemarle is.
I do.
Okay,
I do.
good. Bryan Blanton, the quarterback, 10 of 12, 242 yards and 4 touchdowns. That's going to have a very high QB rating if we ran those numbers. He also had 1 rushing TD, so he counted for 5 TDs, and that was in a big win over Chatham Central, 77-17 in the 1A playoffs.
That's a big win. Don't get much bigger than that.
No. So congratulations, Bryan.
Good job, man. My next one is a frequent visitor to the Players of the Week, and we both had him once again. Elijah Hood for Charlotte Catholic, no surprise here.
Yep.
14 carries, 231 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Just another day in the office.
Exactly.
And a 56-14 win over A.L. Brown. And also, we talked about the Catholic developing the second back. And looks like they have. Drew Tomsho also had 9 carries for 128 yards and 2 touchdowns in the same game.
The next nomination is Moe Neal from Forestview, and their 64-48 win over Carson in the 3A playoffs Friday nights. Moe had 290 yards and 5 touchdowns. And to quote Jeff Miller, who attended the game, "If not for him, Forestview does not win that game last night, and it's Carson that travels to Morganton next week, while Forestview readies for basketball season." So Moe, that's a big game in a big game. So you had a very nice game, 5 touchdowns, 290 yards, helped separate the game after Carson made it a game. Congratulations.
This speech is my recital. I think it's very vital to rock around. That's right. On time. It's tricky. It's the tight. Here we go. It's tricky to rock around. To rock around. That's right. On time. It's tricky. It's tricky. 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 It's tricky to rock around. To rock around. That's right. On time. It's tricky. 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 I met this little girlie. Her hair was kind of